I got notified that he made a post basically insulting August 2023. No, not August 2023, August 2024. He made a post insulting like my fans basically. I guess I'll just show it to you. I think this is good to show, so I'm just gonna do it. So here it is. He says, so it starts off when Headspaces, a viewer of ours, a regular in our chat. I guess if we go up here, it starts. I don't want to show too much because I think, yeah, there's some art there that I can't show because Crimbo is an artist and he draws, like on occasion, he draws like lolly porn, you know, and shota porn and stuff like that. He participates in it. But from Crimbo's point of view, it's he's kind of all over the place, I guess. He will go from like being very anti like lolly shota to being, well, it's okay as long as the character's age is canonically 18 plus. That's like I think the main cope he's going with right now. Is that, you know, he deals in absolutes, yeah. So he's like, lolly shota porn, it's totally fine, actually, as long as the character is 18 plus. So Headspaces, he sees him complaining occasionally about lolly shota, and he, you know, reminded him, hey, you've drawn that stuff before. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, it is what it is. I don't think that's always been Crimbo's take, but I think it became his opinion recently when it pretty much, he drew Himiko Toga. Yeah, no, I know he's drawn Himiko Toga. I'm just representing Crimbo as Crimbo would represent himself. So that is his opinion. It's okay as long as their canonical age is 18 or something. He's definitely drawn like porn of underage characters before. He's drawn porn of characters that both like look like lollies and like, you know, have an age that is canonically under 18. That's a whole can of worms in and of itself. It's not really relevant to what we're talking about. Headspaces basically confronts him on that. And this is during like the heat of like, I'm dealing with my own shit, you know? I'm dealing with my own shit at the moment. But Crimbo decided to tweet out, you know what's more revolting about Taiga? That they whine and manipulate their simps, brackets you, into harassing everyone online. Taiga may suck, but you're fucking pathetic. I mean it. Get a life beyond white knighting for someone who does not give a shit about you. And I had an issue with that. Mostly because I think it's just inappropriate. Like to be like, this is an established VTuber in the industry, I guess. You know what I mean? There's a whole can of worms to unpack here, but basically he's an extremely uncomfortable individual. He seems super hypocritical, whatever. I don't know. I quote tweeted that post saying basically, I quote tweeted, oh, and it looks like King Cringebo has privated this account. He has privated the account just as I went live. He's privated the account just so nobody could see any of his posts. Would you believe it? But luckily, I've already got it archived. So anyway, I quote tweeted this saying, yeah, luckily I already had it up, so he can delete it. I've already got it right here. He is hiding though. Interesting. Anyway, so I quote tweeted saying, you continue to lie about me year after year when I don't even know you, to say I'm manipulating anyone to harass anyone online when you have made doing that exactly that your entire personality is utterly pathetic. And then I got a little heated and I added, go fuck yourself, Crimbo. You're a fucking parasite on this community and industry. And how fucking dare you insult my viewers? And honestly, in all honesty, posting something like this was kind of a mistake. Not because anything I said was wrong, but just because Crimbo is very much someone who I think his entire kind of career is made upon rage baiting for interactions, which is kind of why I wanted to make this stream to do this little segment. He feeds off hate, 100%. He wants you to answer him, yeah. And I made a mistake. I gave him the attention he wanted, and I guess that's why I'm making this post. Crimbo is someone who's going to lie about everything. He is just blatantly like hypocritical about pretty much anything he's ever gone about, you know, the lolly show to discourse, the whatever. He's a hypocrite, right? He's a hypocrite. He's a bottom feeder. Yeah. Just literally the definition of everything wrong with the VTuber industry in how drama obsessed it is. And I don't think I realized that until I saw some of his posts this morning when he woke up, which, don't worry, I've also archived because I had a feeling he seemed like the type of guy to, you know, to delete everything and hide at the first sign of trouble that he caused. And I want to be clear here. He caused this, right? So here he says, I'm manipulating everyone into harassing people online, and Taiga may suck, but you're fucking pathetic. He says shit like this. And then he posts shit like this. Taiga, I honestly forgot you existed. After this point, I'm going to forget you exist again. And then he says, Taiga freaking out about an old response months ago, question mark. I don't know why you would need to lie, Crimbo. We can see right here, it was August 12th. So it was exactly 1 month on the dot, actually. It was pretty recent. It's pretty recent. That's why I'm responding to it. I only just saw it. I had a lot of things going on. And contrary to what you may believe, Crimbo, my entire content and existence online isn't drama. However, that does seem to be yours. Like, you have an entire alt account dedicated to basically just stirring shit, like, perpetually. And that's why I think he's rage baiting, right? Because I think he has to know that, like, deep down, I think he has to know he's the one spurring this on, like, escalating all of this year after year, month after month, week after week, constantly bringing me up when I'm not even talking about him, when he has no reason to talk about me. Like, I think he has to know deep down. So he says, Taiga freaking out about an old response months ago where I told one of his simps they were pathetic for bothering me on their behalf. I really couldn't care less about Taiga. And then he says, they're probably trying to drum up a new drama because they exist by being the victim. I literally haven't thought about them for months. Like, again, Crimbo, you made this tweet last month. Like, it's been a month on the dot. So, like, at the very least, you've thought about me, like, at least 4 weeks ago when you were making this post. He's watching right now. I bet 200. I guarantee he's probably watching right now. That's why he privated. I don't know. Like, this is why I think it's rage bait, because I think this is just so far from, like, any truth that you could come to. That, like, I don't know. You could only be saying this if you were trying to rage bait. So I guess why I'm making this stream is I want us as a community to don't engage with this dude. I don't know what his problem is. All I know is that he was kind of like sucking off Marina for a couple years. He probably said and did a lot of shit while sucking off Marina, and he probably feels obligated to stand by it because to admit he was wrong would make him look bad for whatever reason. Whatever it is, I don't know. Don't engage with him. He's clearly just engagement baiting, rage baiting. He's genuinely like not worth it, you know? And the problem is every time we do engage with someone like this, they just claim that we're the ones starting the drama. You know what I mean? I never said anything about Crimbo, and yet a month ago he still felt comfortable tweeting shit like this out about me and say I'm revolting and that I'm manipulating people into harassing everyone online. Like he's saying this stuff whether we engage or not. And it's really disingenuous. Like cuz he's the one, you know, he's the one who can't get my name out of his mouth, and then he's acting like, you know, me responding to him is somehow I'm the one causing the drama by responding to him calling me revolting and insulting my viewers a month ago just because I didn't see it right away. Thank you for the raid, by the way. Thank you for the bits. Whatever. Not whatever to you guys. Sorry, whatever to him. But yeah, it's frustrating. But look, you know, and I don't know. To address the part about me playing the victim, Crimbo. I've been degraded for years, exiled, and most importantly, I've lost friends due to the rhetoric that you and your whole clique have spewed about me. And then after everything, you know, you can't even treat me like a human being. It's beyond like wrong. It's evil, Crimbo. I don't know who you are. I don't know what I did to you, man. But dehumanizing me like the way you have been, the way you've been doing for years, isn't okay for anybody. For anybody. It's gross. You're a very uncomfortable individual, and I have no idea why people tolerate you doing what you're doing. But I hope you can disconnect, you know? Like I feel like you need to get off the internet. Was there anything else? Yeah, I think that's the gist of it. Don't engage with him. Don't harass him. Don't say anything to him, because he's just gonna pretend like we cast the first stone and that we're responsible for harassing him somehow, despite the fact that he has been literally slandering me for years. Has Koki been harassing you as well? I have no idea who that is. Oh wait, yes I do. Oh my god, I just watched their stream last night. They're adorable. I hope not. God. Taiga, I just found a foot-long burrito. Very cool. Anyway, it's yeah, I don't know. That's the situation. One other thing I noticed, someone like talked about how I was okay with using she her pronouns. And then I think Crimbo replied basically saying, you know, no matter what, I'll always respect your pronouns. You know, or basically he's not gonna misgender me. He'll always respect my pronouns. And it's incredibly frustrating because he has utterly like dehumanized me in every other aspect of my life. He has demonized me, you know, in basically every way imaginable. So for him to say he respects my pronouns but won't engage with me as if I'm a human being in any other aspect, it just feels like gross. It's weird. Like it feels like it feels like you're virtue signaling, Grimbo. It feels like you stand for nothing and you're a terrible person and you'll dehumanize me and demonize me every step of the way. But then, you know, you'll respect my pronouns though. Thank you, Crimbo. Thank you for respecting my pronouns, I guess. Or whatever. I wish you could respect me in any other sense of the word. I wish you weren't such an incredibly uncomfortable individual to interact with. I wish that I could stop garnering the attention of men twice my age and stop being harassed by them on the internet. But for some reason I can't. and I've seen like pictures of Crimbo that he's posted. You're too old to be interacting with me, dude. Like, I don't know why you have a grudge against me, but you are beefing with a toddler. Like, you're too old. You make me uncomfortable. You make me extremely uncomfortable. Like, your vibe, your model, everything you say, everything you do, it's weird, man. So if you could respectfully stop slandering me and stop harassing me and stop when I respond to you talking about me, claiming that I'm the one stirring up drama, I would really appreciate it. And for my chat, if you guys could not engage with someone like this, I would really appreciate that as well. Because as much as I do appreciate it, and you're 100% right, probably whatever you're saying to him, you're probably right. He's just gonna twist it and lie and continue to act like we're somehow the ones who started the slander campaign, who are harassing him, and it's just not the case. But I think he knows that. I think he's fully aware of that fact, and I don't think he cares, you know? I think he's gonna say and do whatever he can to make it look like he is the victim in the situation, to make it look like he didn't cast the first stone. And he really just shouldn't be engaged with. He really just shouldn't be engaged with. And sorry, I have nothing against, like, you know, older individuals being in this community or whatever. I just have an issue when they choose to beef with people half their age. It's just uncomfortable, you know? It's adults arguing with teenagers, with you know, fucking adolescents. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. It's just, it's weird. It gives me the ick, you know? This man is in his 40s. I don't know if he's in his 40s. Citation needed. He looks like he's in his 40s, though. Taiga, you're still... No, I know. I'm still an adult. But I wasn't. The things Crimbo hates me for happened when I was a teenager. So Crimbo is beefing with a version of myself that no longer exists, hasn't existed for the last 5 years, and even when it did exist, I was a teenager, you know? And that makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable that this dude is this obsessed with me years later. Chat, you're all 40 years old, I'm on to you. Maybe he actually thinks I'm 55. Anyway, the point is, this guy's been slandering me and harassing me for years. He is the most uncomfortable individual. Not to mention, like, I'm gonna go on a slight tangent. If that's okay with you. That's okay with you guys. I'm gonna go on a slight tangent. And this is just me being petty. Okay. I'm not one to... This is Crimbo's model. Okay. This is Crimbo's model. Crimbo's gimmick is that he is a gangster. He has a Twitch team called Southside. His VTuber lore gimmick is that he's a gangster, and he, for some reason, gave his model the big, thick, racist, like, anime lips. Like, the shit we literally, like, get upset at anime for doing. And then on top of that, he also has a model where he's a gorilla. This is the most, like, vaguely racist shit I've ever seen. Like, I could not come up with a more racist caricature if I tried. And that's just his model, like out in the open. I don't know, man. It just makes me uncomfortable. It just makes me like very uncomfortable. Um, I'm not making any accusations of anything. I'm just saying his model, his whole vibe makes me sick. Anyway, um, it's weird. It's just weird. It's just weird. It's just a lot of weird coincidences. And you can come to your own conclusions about how you feel about that. Um, no, don't spam report Crimbo, guys. Don't say anything like that. Don't do that shit. We're above that. No. Like that's not what I'm just talking to talk. Crimbo, though, he has said that you should do that to others. Crimbo has encouraged people to mass report anyone who follows Rev Says Desu, which would include mutuals of both of ours, like Leaflet, but, you know, Crimbo stands for nothing. Don't engage with him. He's not worth it. How does turning a blind eye sound? I don't care. Just don't do anything that'll give him an excuse to cry like a baby about it. You know what I mean? Let him bury himself. Sorry again, Taiga. You're fine, Headspaces. You were just doing what you thought was right in the moment. And for anyone else, like for anyone with like dignity, or respect, or like a shred of self-awareness, what you were doing would have been the right thing, Headspaces, you know? And they would have seen it that way as well. But I don't believe Crimbo has any of that. I believe he's rage baiting for engagement and attention, and he's gonna say and do and double down on whatever it takes to make you the most angry about it. So yeah, that's that. Thank you for listening to me about that. I find it very curious. Yeah, I just want this dude to leave me alone. I want him to stop acting like anyone else is harassing anyone here except for him towards me. And I hope he disconnects and grows as a person and focuses on his art. Because he draws, you know, a really good Shota monkey, OC. But he won't want to hear that. Anyway. How's it going, though, with you guys? That's that segment over. Let's, put a fork in that and pretend it never happened. I hope this can be like the last we hear or have to talk about him. I want nothing to do with him. I wish he would keep my name out of his mouth. And then we could just be done. But for him to insult my fans was just going way too far. I just finished JoJo Part 7. Very cool. Doing good, how are you? Cool, cool. Please let us be free from drama. Fingers crossed, knocking on wood. No more drama. No more drama. Not that we have a lot, you know? I'm good. I wanted to know what the name of that card game you like was. You mean Yu-Gi-Oh? I love Yu-Gi-Oh, if that's what you mean. Let's just try to move on. Yeah, I'm just trying to move on. I've been trying, that's the thing is like, I've been trying to move on, you know what I mean? Oh, chaotic. Yeah, chaotic, of course. Everybody knows chaotic. How was your week outside of the drama? This week there wasn't like a lot of drama to deal with other than like responding to Crimbo. So it was good. I think. I think it was good. How are you guys doing? I played Sea of Thieves. Very cool. JP Shim, thank you for the 521 gift subs. Also, Twitch has used 150 bits. Thank you so much, Twitch, for the extra 150 bits on top of Mjer Tov's 1,000 bits. Cotton 4K, yeah. I mean, like, no promises, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do my best to stay out of drama, but if people continue to talk about me, and I'm not gonna respond to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, you know what I mean? I don't care about nobodies, but the annoying thing about Crimbo is that he very much does have, for some reason, inexplicably, basically a finger in every single pie. I don't know why anyone would keep someone that drama obsessed around, but they do. That's just the way it is. And that's something I gotta deal with, you know what I mean? If he's slandering me, I gotta worry about who he's slandering me to. But yeah. I'm leveling all of my classes in Final Fantasy XIV. It's taking a bit of time. Cool. Hi, it's me, Battle Sister Cherry. Hello, Battle Sister Cherry. I had a discussion this morning about femboys. Do you guys like femboys? I mean, yeah, yes, okay. I wasn't sure. Cause, you know... Oh, my arm! Oh! I need to stretch more. Ugh. I was thinking about femboys a lot lately, you know? Have you guys ever considered that... Have you considered that femboys don't exist? What is a femboy? What is a femboy? You know? Is it an identity? Or is it a fashion? You know, is it like a type of, is it like an aesthetic? Oh, now it's getting, we're gonna get a little philosophical here, okay? We're gonna get a little philosophical. All right. Cracked my mug. Thank you for the 10 to 1s. The Finster Prophecy. No, it's nothing like that. Okay, I'm just proposing that maybe femboys as we know them aren't really as we know them, you know what I mean? We've got this whole culture around femboys, but what is that culture really? You know? For example, Astolfo. Have you we're all familiar with Astolfo, right? Yes, yes. Cute boys, yes. Now, Astolfo would be considered a femboy by most of us, I believe, you know? However, would Astolfo call themselves one? I don't think so. The culture, the time that Astolfo exists in, you know what I mean? The time that he was made, femboy culture as we know it didn't exist. So Astolfo, in universe, isn't a femboy, you know? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at? Astolfo would call himself Astolfo because that's his name. Exactly. Exactly. All right? Or Maria from Mariaholic. She's just a cross-dresser, you know what I mean? She's not a femboy. Femboy is really just a category we made up to categorize femboy characters. And the culture that we now know that we have around femboys exists in like a bubble. But that bubble doesn't really exist in the anime that we're inspired by. You know? Are you following along? It's a social construct, right? It's a social construct. A social construct built around a social construct, you know? So are femboys real? Or are they only real in our minds? Are the femboys that we idolize real? You gotta follow me. Bear with me a bit longer, okay? I guess what I'm saying is like the femboy culture that we see today is very much like a fucked up incest baby version of what it was originally, you know what I mean? Is Taiga real? I'm real, but am I a femboy? Yes, or am I? What do you think, chat? Am I a femboy? Yes, probably, but you can only guess. You know what I mean? That's the point. You're not supposed to know. I think that's one thing we've lost in our modern day femboy culture. It's that, to an extent, you know, it very much was the mystery belonging to a character that, you know, made them into a femboy. It was not knowing if they were a boy or a girl, and then inevitably them being a boy that made them into a femboy. Okay? But also, if you weren't in the chat to tell me I'm a femboy, would I still be one? If a tree falls down in a forest and nobody's around to hear it, does it still make a sound? If a femboy is cross-dressing in their bedroom and nobody's around to call them a femboy, are they really a femboy? Or are they just cross-dressing in their bedroom? It really makes you think, huh? Bros onto nothing. No! You gotta bear with me, okay? You gotta bear with me. Taiga, I'm not drunk enough for this conversation. Well, that's your problem, okay? Because I pre-gamed. I'm not sure, but the dress still looks good on me. That's cute. I mean, yeah, but like, I guess my point is like, without someone to witness your existence, without someone to validate your identity, does your identity even exist? You know? Yes, you can validate your own identity. I guess, maybe. But do you think most people are validating their own identity? You think a lot of people are doing this for self-validation? Femboys especially? I don't know, it makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you think. Mind explode. Partly yes. I disagree. I think a lot of people, a lot of femboys, it is about like, you know, getting that validation from others, you know? Being acknowledged for how cute you are by other people, you know? Plus, again, like, what even is a femboy? We've already established that femboys aren't real. I think. I forget. So really, what I'm saying is, I'm lost. I'm lost as well. There are a lot of different ways to be a femboy, though, you know? It's like very much a spectrum. It's very vague when you think about it, you know? Because, like, I'm a femboy, but then, like, Astolfo's a femboy, but also Venti's a femboy. There's, like, lots of different ways to be a femboy. You're a femboy if you, like, live as a girl and pass perfectly as a girl, okay? You're a femboy if you don't even cross-dress, but you just have a feminine-looking face. You're a femboy if you don't have a feminine-looking face, but you do cross-dress. And then you're also a femboy if you just want to call yourself one. You know what I'm saying? You guys like the Scooby soundtracks? But back to my original point. I guess my point is like the best femboys from the anime that we love, that inspired us, never call themselves a femboy. Most of them barely make reference to the fact that they cross-dress, although some do. But if they do, it's always just that they cross-dress. You know what I mean? Hideyoshi doesn't really cross-dress that much, but he's got a very feminine face, and he looks identical to his twin sister to the point where they, you know, just don't treat him like a boy anymore, okay? Astolfo never calls themselves a femboy, you know? I'm not even sure if they make reference to them cross-dressing. I'd have to watch it. I know he does cross-dress. I just don't know if they, like, say it, you know? I don't know if they call it that. My point is, though, these are the femboys we love. These are the I'm gonna use femboys in quotes from now on. These are the femboys that we love, you know? Okay? But the femboys that we love really aren't all that immersed in femboy culture, you know what I mean? Not in the way that we glorify it. And I think we're like a few, you know, like generations removed from like OG femboy culture to the point now where it's very hypersexualized, you know what I mean? I feel like we're skipping the part where we like, you know, play around with gender and be like, oh, are you a boy? Am I a boy or a girl? I don't know. We've skipped that part, okay? We're on to the hypersexualization stage, all right? Where the point is kind of just to like, we don't have time for foreplay. We just gotta like get the idea of, I'm a boy, I've got a dick, and I may or may not wear skimpy clothing, and I'm gonna shove that dick in your face, you know? And then other people come into the culture, and then they see that, and not like, you know, they don't see the OG femboys from anime, they see, you know, the hypersexualization, they see what the VTubers are doing, they see what people are doing online, cross-dressing, you know, in quotes. They see that, and now they think that's what it is. So I guess I don't really know what my point is. I don't really know what my point is other than I feel like femboying, cross-dressing, whatever you want to call it, as a culture, I'm going to call it the femboy culture because I think it's very distinct from cross-dressing or being into like, you know, femboy anime characters, you know? I think it's only going to get more and more hypersexualized as it goes on, you know? What if we just hit the brakes? What if we just hit the brakes, you know? Yeah, but are we allowed to have the friends we want? I feel like there's an entire perspective being missed here. The friends? What do the friends have to do with this? Of course, the friends. Genius. I never thought about that. We gotta go outside and take showers, that. But also, I don't know. I just like, I don't really know what the point I'm just trying to make is, other than like, what is a femboy, you know? Are femboys real? Am I real? Is real? Are femboys is real? Taiga, I gotta go throw up on the burrito, but I love you. Okay. I think femboys are nice and good looking, but I don't see them like, I want to fuck that. That's the thing. I feel like we've lost our way as a culture. The femboys, we've lost our way as a culture, you know? You know? You know? You bring a good point. Which one? Because I feel like I had a lot of points and none of them really went in there. Went anywhere. It happened around 2014. We lost the plot. Yeah. What is the culture if not hypersexualized? Well, to me, I think like if we look at all of our favorite femboy characters from anime, like Astolfo, Felix, who has a lovely prequel novel, like light novel that I haven't read, but I heard was really good. Maybe not he did. Mariaholic. The point is, they're characters, right? They have personalities. Taiga, are you high? I wish. I'd probably be making a lot more sense if I was. My point is, though, the femboy characters that we love They very much do like have personalities, you know what I mean? Most of them about overcoming trauma, you know, familiar trauma, abuse, etc. You know, Bridget's a great example. Like, I know Bridget is trans now, but I still think Bridget had like a very complete arc in the past and can still be used as good femboy representation while they were a femboy. But you know what I'm saying? They're still characters. They're still characters. And they're characters first. The femboyness, the cross-dressing is just a foil. And I'm gonna call it cross-dressing because like these characters don't identify as femboys, you know what I mean? They don't know what being a femboy is. That culture didn't exist until after these characters existed to kind of just like categorize everything, you know? Are you watching Senpais and Otokonoko? No, but I wanna. I should. I'll probably get around to it. I think we need to break up the term again. Cross-dressers be cross-dressers and others can be feminine without... Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem, to an extent, is that... And I've thought about this a lot. I've been thinking about this a lot the past couple days. Okay, but we're gonna go over some terminology, okay? So, I think it kind of all started with, like, cross-dressing. You know what I mean? They did it in Greece because men had to play the women's parts in plays. They did it for years because just women weren't allowed to do anything. So like any time you needed a woman to be involved in like a play or something, you get a man in a dress. Okay, it's cross-dressing. It's been the army did it to keep things interesting because there were no women on World War II or whatever. You know what I mean? Okay, so it kind of just starts with like cross-dressing, and then from that it branches out in two ways. Okay, I think. I don't know when drag, like, I don't know when drag kind of came about, but drag is definitely, like, you know, an extension of the cross-dressing culture, 100%. And it's definitely, like, its own thing, and it's not for everybody. I think a lot of people don't really like the aesthetics. I know I'm not, like, a super big fan of, like, drag aesthetics. I think it's a bit much, but it's in the family tree, you know? It's like the dipshit, like, cousin that nobody invites to, like, it's there, you know what I mean? It's there. It's its own culture. It exists. I don't hate it that much. I don't hate it nearly as much as other people might. But it exists, okay? And then I think from the cross-dressing thing, we have otokonoko, and that's kind of like a weird blend of cross-dressing plus kind of sort of like almost being trans, but not quite, because you still like identify as a boy, you know? But you're living as a girl for the most part. So it's like a weird amalgamation of like both but neither, you know? It's like a little more permanent. It's like permanent drag, except not as draggy. You know? So that exists, and that's kind of like on the Japanese side. And early on, I think a lot of people use that word to describe a lot of characters. And while I don't think it's wrong, I also don't think it's entirely correct. At least not for every character. Like, I think a lot of characters could be considered otokonoko, and you could call them that, like, loosely, and it would be accurate, but it wouldn't fit everybody. Like, Astolfo, for example, probably an otokonoko. Like, just very technically, you know? Even though if I had to put, like, Astolfo next to, a character like, oh, Jade, what's the character's name that you love to talk about? Kuronosuke? Kuronosuke. So if you look at Kuronosuke and you look at Astolfo, very different vibes, despite both technically kind of being otokonoko. Astolfo's like a weird case where he's like an otokonoko, a femboy, a crossdresser, like, and a trap. Like, all at the same time. And we're going to talk about trap because it was a word that was used, so it only makes sense. So, like, you know, anyway, on one side you've got drag, on the other side you've got otokonoko, and they're kind of two sides of the same coin. Not two sides of the same coin, but, like, they're under the same, you know, umbrella, okay? And then you've got trap. Now, trap came about to describe, like, very typical femboy characters, you know, Astolfo, Mariaholic. I think Mariaholic is, like, probably one of the better examples of a character I would use. And I'm gonna use the word because, like, I know it's not appropriate by today's standards. However, it was a word that was used, and we're discussing it in a historical sense. So, get used to it. No, just the 35 ads to get more wisdom. I'm sorry, Twitch the Ninja. Yeah, Mariaholic was peak trap. I would say Mariaholic is like, if there was ever a perfect example of what it would be Mariaholic. But I would also say Mariaholic falls under like the Oto Konoko umbrella as well. And like, again, very technically just the femboy umbrella in general, because I think everything kind of falls under femboy, which is why as a term, I don't like it that much. You know what I mean? Did you get Taigaholic from Mariaholic? Maybe. What are you gonna do about it? So anyway, you've got trap, and then eventually, like, trap was kind of just used as a catch-all for everything, okay? It was kind of just used as a catch-all for everything. You know what I mean? Maybe it would be interchanged with like otokonoko, but I think otokonoko was like a lot more general. Not really a word that you could use to describe every character, although it probably was used to describe every character, along with trap. But eventually trap got outlawed, okay? You're not allowed to use trap anymore because it's offensive, okay? Or like, at least that's what people told me. That's what people told me when I was like a kid, so I stopped using it. Trap was mainly used to describe boys who are soft and feminine. I think trap was mainly used to describe like characters that very much like personified the role of cross-dressing. I don't know. It was basically like otokonoko, but just not. The trap was offensive. Yeah, you see, trap wasn't. You're not allowed to use trap anymore because a lot of trans people had an issue with it because it was used to describe trans people sometimes, and that's bad. So that means no one else can use it either. Now, I don't want to get into it. That's the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's a whole thing. Do you disagree? I don't know. I think it's weird to ban an entire word, just in general, from being used when the people using it to describe themselves exist too. You know? Like, I exist, right? Don't I have a right to use a word that I find comfortable? I don't know. Maybe there's just too much baggage. I guess it's not for me to decide. But it also seems weird to only let like one group of people decide that the entire word is just off limits for everybody else, you know? But whatever. Femboys aren't real anyway. But anyway, femboys came about as a way to replace that word. Because it needed a replacement, you know what I mean? And otokonoko was a bit of a mouthful, in more ways than one, if you catch my drift. Thank you. So there needed to be a word to replace it, and femboy was that word. Now the problem with this is that I think otokonoko and trap, they meant like very specific things. Or rather, you know, they referred to like a pretty specific archetype. And femboy is just a lot more vague in general. Like today's femboy culture mostly just consists of like vaguely feminine twinks wearing short shorts and like big hoodies. And, you know, maybe some thigh highs if you're lucky. And if we're, and obviously like there's like a bit of discrepancy between like IRL femboy and like anime femboy, you know? Because if you look at like most IRL femboys, they've got like curly hair, pretty short. They're not really committing to like the whole femboy bit, right? They're kind of just cross-dressing. That's kind of, they're kind of just cross-dressing, and not even in a way that like really like sells the outfit, you know? Like a lot of IRL femboys are just cross-dressing, if even that. They might just be like wearing some short shorts, which is just interesting. I don't know. It's just something I've noticed. I think if twinks want to call themselves femboys, it's okay. I guess. I mean, I can't stop you. I literally can't stop you. You know what I mean? Or maybe I can. I don't know. Like, if we can ban the term trap, maybe we can stop twinks from calling themselves femboys. I don't know. Maybe I can stop you if I just, like, bitch enough. maybe it is possible. I don't know. But the point is, though, I think a lot of, like, modern femboy culture, at least in the IRL scene, it's mostly just cross-dressing. Like, it's just cross-dressing, you know? They're not that feminine. They're just kind of wearing a skirt and thigh highs and wear a mask because, you know, either they don't want to show their face or they really don't want to show their face. What's the difference between a twink and a femboy? I don't know. Twinks are just, like, boys. I don't even think twink... I mean, like, I guess you can be a twink. Listen, I don't have a PhD in twinks, okay? I don't know. All right? I have no idea. I'm not qualified to talk about twinks. Twinks don't don feminine characteristics inherently, no. But they can, and you could probably still be a twink. Like, I think you can consider my model a twink. On top of considering it a femboy, you could also be like, yeah, Taiga's a twink. Or something like that. Twink is a body type? See, that's a whole new take. That's like a whole new can of worms that I'm not ready to get into. Twinks are just pretty boys, but then bishonen are also pretty boys. I think a lot of people, myself included, because I've fallen for this, kind of just mix up twinks and bishonen and then femboys and then like shotas, you know? Seal Phantom Hive is a twink and a femboy? No, I think Seal Phantom Hive is just a shota. However, when he cross-dresses... See, this is kind of the problem you get into. Because some femboy characters are only really femboys once they cross-dress. Which may never happen, or may happen only once. In the case of CL Phantom Hive, there is at least one scene where he fully cross-dresses. In the case of, like, Nagisa from Assassination Classroom, there's also one scene where he cross-dresses. I would consider Nagisa a full-time femboy. Like, I would consider him a femboy all the time. I don't know if I would do the same for CL Phantom Hive. Did you do the Holic for Mario Holic? I did. I did, of course. Of course I did. I love Mario Holic. What's that you're swishing? Water. Question, at the time Ranma plays up his feminine form in order to get free things. Is he a femboy? No, I think he's just a girl. Because he switches gender. This is way too complicated. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I don't have an answer, okay? All I'm saying is that modern femboy culture is a fucked up incest baby of probably what it used to be a couple years ago. That's all I'm saying. Real question, is Joseph Joestar a femboy? Crossed just once? No, because he doesn't look feminine enough. I think. Or is that inappropriate? Is that exclusionary? Is that exclusionary? Am I allowed to say that? I would say what Joseph did would be more akin to like drag or just like bad cross-dressing. It's too mainstream now, get the normies out. It's not a genre term if you can't be exclusionary. That's true. We gotta gatekeep a little. Momiji makes a good point. If anyone can be a femboy, then nobody is a femboy, you know? The characters that we love come in many shapes and sizes, okay? You've got Totsuka, who's very much of like a, you know, a sporty kind of tomboy. Like, if he was a girl, he would be a tomboy. But he's not a girl. He's a boy. So he's a femboy tomboy, okay? He doesn't really cross-dress that much. But when he does, he can totally pass. Totsuka's adorable, from what I've seen. I haven't actually watched the animes from. I just see him come up a lot. And when everyone's a femboy, no one will be. Shota just means young-looking boy. Femboy means feminine boy. Yeah. But then you can also just be like a Shota and a femboy. A fem Shota, if you will. The point is, I guess what I'm really trying to get at is, you see how impossible this is to categorize, okay? To put people in boxes. So basically, in conclusion, femboys aren't real, and the term barely means anything as it is. You know what I mean? Basically, everybody's a femboy these days. And if everybody's a femboy, no one is. And if no one's a femboy, then are femboys really real? Thank you for coming to my Taiga talk. I'd say this whole thing is a simoning argument, but I feel like no one will know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know, man. It's just something I've thought about, you know? And I don't think I really have a point anywhere, but, you know, maybe there's something you can take to learn semantics. I thought Shota meant underage boys. In my opinion, Shota can refer to both underage characters and characters that fit a certain aesthetic. Because, you know, since anime characters aren't real and the ages can be whatever you want, it wouldn't make sense to only apply it to certain age groups, since, you know, I could make any character and say it's however old I want. So therefore, just strictly by common sense, it has to apply to entire, you know, it has to apply to body types and not just like age groups. Because if you only apply it to age groups, then if I just say, well, I'm a 1,000-year-old dragon, suddenly, am I not a Shota? Like, no, of course, if the body type matches, you're still low-key a Shota, you know? Shota's the boy version of Lolly. Correct my mug. Granted, if we want to all agree that it's, I don't know, not Shota/Lolly as long as they're above age, that's like cool too. I don't know, as long as we like lay out the rules ahead of time. Doesn't seem fair to get mad at people for rules that like you yourself follow, like you yourself know. Like it doesn't seem fair to make up your own rules about which types of fiction are okay and then just expect everybody else to know those rules, you know? That's just me though. What do I know, you know? Nothing. I'm an idiot. Hello. Somewhere.
Stick you to take my money.
Thank you for the $50 donation, Hiruno. I really appreciate it. But yeah, in my opinion, it would be weird not to include body types under the Shota Lolly category because otherwise, it would just be extremely arbitrary and you'd get some really weird looking Shotas. Like Jotaro would be a Shota for being underage, would he not? You know what I mean? So no, it couldn't possibly only refer to underage characters, because there are plenty of characters who are underage who look buff as hell. You know what I mean? And it would just be a backwards way to categorize, you know? Because like, how am I supposed to? Jotaro is so not a Shota. Exactly. There's no version of Jotaro that's a Shota. That's my point. You could draw Jotaro as a 10-year-old and he wouldn't be a Shota because he just wouldn't look like it. You know what I mean? So you gotta go by aesthetics. The age is irrelevant because the age can be made up. The age can be swapped out, changed. I can just like, oh, they're 18, they're 20, they're a million years old now. It doesn't matter. The only way to truly categorize is just by aesthetics, by looking at them, you know what I mean? It would also be weird, like imagine, okay, so we've got femboys. What is a femboy? A feminine-looking boy. Okay, sure, whatever, you know? As vague as that is, we can say any character that looks feminine and is a boy is a femboy, okay? We can say any character that is blah, 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 blah. I don't know. It would just be weird to have Lolly and Shota be like basically the only character archetypes that are decided by age. I guess other than Hag. But Hag is still definitely aesthetic based, you know? So the aesthetics are very important. The aesthetics are very, very important. What about tomboys? Tomboys, exactly. Actually, Jotaro get aged down at some point in part 3. He does. I don't remember that episode. But he wasn't a Shota. I mean, maybe a Shota by, like, JoJo's, like, terms, but, like, no, you know? No. No. Also, I rewatched all of JoJo's, like, all of it, all of the animated parts. Jotaro gets fuck ugly after part 3, man. Like, it starts, it's, the downfall starts in part 4, but then by the time you get to, like, part, like, 6, dude, I don't know, man, they did not draw him very well in part 6. Fuck ugly. Anyway. But yeah, those are all of my thoughts that I've got so far. I don't have an actual conclusion yet, other than, like, I think, like, the conclusion I was trying to work towards is that, like, femboys aren't really real. They're too vague, too general of an archetype to, like, really just pin down what the character's about, you know? Maybe something about, like, I don't want to be a femboy anymore, or rather, like, I can only be a femboy if you guys see me as a femboy. That was, like, also, like, a hypothesis I was working with, a theory. Congrats, Taiga, you've used femboys to explain to the fanbase what a social construct is. Woohoo! Yippee! Yeah, I think femboy is very much like an umbrella term. Very much an umbrella term. Like, very much so. And a vague one at that. And it's okay if you want to, like, identify as one, but, you know, I think a lot of the people identifying as femboys don't really know, like, what it is they're trying to imitate, you know? Because it's different for everybody. Like, what does a femboy look like? Nothing. I don't know. Everything and nothing, I don't know. I'm a femboy, Astolfo's a femboy, Hideyoshi's a femboy. I've always defined it as a slightly chubby, soft-skinned, rounded-faced male, preferably shorter. And that's, like, a great definition for you to work with, but I don't think but there's no way everybody else would agree with that, you know? I also think, like, you can't... I mean, like, yeah, you can technically identify as a femboy, but, you know, Astolfo wasn't a femboy until we called him one. And before we called Astolfo a femboy, Astolfo was a trap. And before he was a trap, he was an otakonoko. And before that, he was probably just a cross-dresser. You know? The point is that there is no point. Femboys aren't real. They're only real as we observe them. And then if there's nobody around to observe them, then they aren't real. Or something. All you can really do is just cross-dress. You know? Present yourself how you want, and then let the audience decide. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Quantum femboy? Yeah, something like that. I am quantum physics. My witness brings me into existence. I wish I could be a femboy. I don't think I'm allowed to call myself one. I can want to be one. I can want to, like, aspire to that. But whether I am or not is something that can only be answered by those observing me. You know? You feel me? You feel me? Am I making sense? That's just a theory, a femboy theory. Yes, of course. It is just a femboy theory, though. Schrodinger's gender. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, Astolfo doesn't look into the camera and be like, I'm a femboy. Astolfo presents the way they present, and then, you know, we gave them a category to make ourselves feel better. And in 10 years, femboy will probably be offensive and we'll go back to trap or something, you know? I can't wait to see if that turns out to be true. I can't wait to see if that ends up being the case. There's no way, right? There's no way. That's one of my... I just think that would be a really funny prediction if it came true somehow. It'll be something, though, right? Like, something will replace it. I don't know. It's up to you, but for me, I'll call myself exactly what I am, and currently not cut out as a femboy, sadly. And that's like cool, you know what I mean? You're more than welcome to like feel that way. I guess for me, I just don't like, I don't feel qualified to say for sure, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna cross dress and look as cute as possible and people can figure it out. Just like we had to do for the characters we love, you'll have to do for me, you know? You'll have to look at me and guess. Am I a femboy? Yes or no? Or is that a girl or is that a boy? Because here's the thing, right? That's another thing. If we're really trying hard to be femboys, right? Shouldn't we just be trying to look like girls? Because if we're trying to look like femboys, that means we're trying to like give the game away, which is the opposite of being a femboy. Huh? Right? Huh? I'm onto something. Brain blast, right? Okay. What if the ambiguity is the point? And that's fine then, you know what I mean? It's fine. If you want to look at ambiguity, it's fine. I guess I'm just saying, wanting to look like a femboy is different from, like, really what the whole point was originally. And maybe that's fine, you know? Times change, people change, hairstyles change, TV actors become presidents. Who knows what could happen next? But for me, I don't want to look like a femboy. You know? I just want to be me. I want to look like a girl, if anything. You know? Looking like a girl makes me a better femboy than looking like a femboy. You know? That's how I feel anyway. In my opinion. The natural feminine man is a unicorn. Great, I have a dress. Get in it. We're going clubbing. Reagan was an actor? Yeah, Reagan was a TV actor. And so is Trump. Funny how life works out. Damn it, Taiga, you just can't come in here and make all these good points, make chat horny and that. What the? What did I do to make you horny, dude? We've been talking about philosophy for like the last hour. Why are you getting horny talking about philosophy? Philosophy's sexy? Do you think so? You need more philosophy streams then. Oh yeah, babe, quote Plato to me. To be or not to be, that is the question. We're better than that though. You guys don't need to be gooners 24/7. Come on. That's the Taigoons? Oh, can we not call ourselves that? Can that not be something we ever repeat again? Oh, but I kind of like it though. Like, I kind of like, not from like a gooner perspective, but like, I don't know, just the idea that you guys are my goons, you know? Like the Batman kind of goons, like, hey boss, where we rob her next? Those kind of goons. I was gonna wait until like the model debut to decide on like, you know, a fan name, but that is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. I wasn't even considering writing a check today, but with that kind of creativity, I have no problem greenlighting this fucking project. How does a check for $1 million sound? The Taigoons. Taigoons. Okay, we'll sleep on it. Let's not commit to anything right yet. Because quite frankly, that's terrible. And I feel like that feeds into to the exact culture I was just criticizing. It's a fine line. It's a fine line to walk between Coomer bait and just tasteful dick joke, if such a thing exists. Oh boy. Oy vey. Taiga, is your new model gonna be that? No, I don't know. You don't get to know what it is. I'm not, you want me to spoil what the model was ahead of it? You don't want that. It's a secret. To be where I'm going. No spoilers. The new model's a cat? Maybe. Maybe it's a dog. Maybe it's some other animal. Maybe it's some other new animal. I love this song, actually. I love it so much I'm gonna sing for you. I love my Taigoons. This one goes out to all my Taigoons in chat. It's getting near dawn. When lights close their tired eyes, I'll soon be with you, my love, to give you my dawn surprise. I'll be with you, darling, soon. I'll be with you when the stars start falling. I've been waiting so long to be where I'm going, in the sunshine of your love. I'm with you, my love, the light shining through on you. Yes, I'm with you, my love. It's the morning and just we two. I'll stay with you, darling, now. I'll stay with you till my seas are dried up. I've been waiting so long to be where I'm going, in the sunshine of your love. I'm with you, my love, the light shining through on you. Yes, I'm with you, my love. It's the morning and just we two. I'll stay with you, darling, now. I'll stay with you till my seas are dried up. the sunshine of your love. Rock on, Taigoons. So you get some recordings of your covers, right? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I need to release an original song first, you know? Can't just be doing cover albums. Rock on, little guy. I love rock and roll. I'm not a goon. It's okay. Well, name is a work in progress. Well, it's a work in progress. Yeah, I don't really know what we were talking about. I don't think there was any point to what I was saying. Just philosophizing or whatever, you know? So if you learned anything and took anything away from that, good. If not, that's okay too. Oh, want to do more rock songs? We can do some more psychedelic rock songs. Just kidding. Lol. No, we'll do it. But I need to rest my voice a bit. I feel like we need to talk a bit. I got a good laugh out of the conversation. Thank you. I've been thinking a lot. I don't really know what my point is other than like, I kind of think, I don't know, again, in conclusion, I guess, I think what femboys are today is very, very, very different, you know, from like what they were a long time ago, you know? We still kind of call anything like vaguely feminine in anime femboy, but in IRL it's just so different. I don't know, it's just such a different culture, you know? It's such a different culture. Okay, song time. Black curtains at the station. Black roof country, no cold pavements, tired starlings. Silver horses ran down moonbeams in your dark eyes. Dawnlight smiles on you leaving my contentment. I wait in this place where the sun never shines. Wait in this place where the shadows run from themselves. You said no strings could secure you at the station. Platform ticket, restless diesels, goodbye windows. I walked into such a sad time at the station. As I walked out, felt my own need just beginning. I'll wait in the queue when the train comes back. Lie with you where the shadows run from themselves. no more words. It's just instrumental. Face solo. I wish I could play guitar for real life. That was a White Room by Cream. Bravo, bravo. Sing the instrumental. Thanks. I play a mean air guitar. Applause. Taiga's a guitar. Could you imagine? Oh, bravo, bravo. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I've been working at it for a while. No, yeah, it's a good jam. It's a good jam. I put that on my Lucy playlist. My Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds playlist, if you know what I mean. Okay. Still perfection. I'm glad you guys liked it. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I guess I could probably do like one more song before I maybe have to end tonight, if that's okay with you guys. Thank you so much for all the bits, though. I really appreciate it, and the subs and everything. And as always, the kind words, and thank you for just kind of being patient with me in general and my horrible mental health these past couple months, especially lately, just with everything going on. I really appreciate it. I really do. Now, I'm gonna sing the best song of all time. Or I'm gonna try to sing the best song of all time. But I might fuck it up. Wait, let me see if I have water in my room first. Hold on. Oh, I do one. Good. Rickroll. Oh, it's been so long since I've Rickrolled anybody. The song is way better than Rickroll, though. I feel like I need a prop. I need like I don't have time. We'll figure it out. I gotta get like a guitar toggle or something where I can just start like shredding while I'm singing. That'd be sick. Anyway, this is like my favorite song, I think, but I don't know. I might change that. Might change that to something else later. But I hope you like it, and I hope I do it justice, so. Whoops. Whoopsie. Okay. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you for hearing me out, and I promise again, good vibes, hopefully from here on out, and we just get our YouTube channel and have a good time, you know? So. Yeah. Tonight, I wanna give it all to you. In the darkness, there's so much I wanna do. And tonight, I wanna lay it at your feet. 'Cause girl, I was made for you. And girl, you were made for me. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? Tonight, I wanna see it in your eyes. Feel the magic. There's something that drives me wild. And tonight, we're gonna make it all come true. 'Cause girl, you were made for me. And girl, I was made for you. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can give it all to you, baby. Can you give it all to me? Oh, I can't get enough. Oh, I can't get enough. I can't get enough. One day. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? Oh, I was made. You were made. I can't get enough. No, I can't get enough. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can't get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? I don't know how Paul Stanley does it. Man's a goddamn genius. Man is a vocal savant. I love you for that. Thanks! I love you more. I love my Taigoons. Her singing was so good for us mortals to hear. This, so she did that choke on purpose. Yeah, if I didn't like choke that note on purpose, you would have like your brains would have exploded. So I kind of did you a favor. Taigooners? No, we're not gooners. We have some respect. You guys are my goons. You guys are my goons. You do what I want, you know? Like I'll be like, all right, boys, I need you to rob. I need you to rob that old lady. I need you to steal her purse. And then you go do it. You go steal her purse. You know, 1950 goons. You can wear black and white. You're dressed like the Hamburglar. Something like that. We're like henchmen. Yeah, you're like my little henchman. You dress as the Hamburglar. And you steal burglars. For me. Yeah. Yeah. Fake goon cells when they say something so boss phobic, you hit them with the goon stare. Nathan Waffles, thank you for the 2 months up, by the way. Thank you so much for all the support tonight, guys. I love it. I love it. I love you, as always. I appreciate it. I meant to say I appreciate it and I love you. So thank you. I'll be the Calvin to your Hobbes. You can be the You can be the Bonnie to my Clyde, or I'll be the Clyde to your Bonnie. No. Yeah, no, I'll be the Bonnie to your Clyde. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. Whatever. Good night. Good night, Tygoons. I love you guys. Thai gangsters. Oh yeah, we could be the Thai gangsters. I like Tygoons better though. Good night, Tygoons. Good night, Tygoons. For now, I'm going with it. I don't care. I like it. It's funny. Yeah, no, thank you guys so much for coming and hearing me out and listening to me. I'll probably have a video out at some point. Remember, please don't engage with anybody like that. Anybody like you know who. Don't even say his name. That's all. That's what he thrives on. Yeah, let him die in obscurity. Don't be toxic. I mean, you can be toxic. Be like loud but polite. Just not with him. I don't know. If you're not good, you're too good for him. You guys don't need him, okay? It's ridiculous. All right? You have so much going for you. You can do so much better. Okay? You have so many redeeming qualities. You have such a nice personality and your eyes are just so beautiful. Okay? You're too good for them. You're too good for them. You're too good to be arguing with them on Twitter. Nah, just report them and, if you see anyone like, doing anything worth reporting, just report them and block and move on. And, the more you engage, the more they probably get off to it or something. You know what I mean? We're the Tygoons. They're the Tygooners. Okay. We don't associate with them. We don't associate. We're goons, not gooners. We don't associate with them. Okay. We're better than that. But anyway, thank you so much. Join my Discord server if you like. I think we're like 30 members away from a new milestone, so that would be super cool if we could hit it. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll try to be live maybe on Sunday, some other point. I might just like I might just go live. I might just go live at some point. So, yeah, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Raid the Inky Boy. Who is the Inky Boy? You have to be more specific. Is Shira alive? Shira? Oh, I guess we can raid Shira. Why not? Hang on. We'll do a little raid. I trust you guys. / raid. Shira. Oh fuck. What is Shira's what is his Twitch channel name? Is it Shirasaya? No, it's not. It is not Shirasaya. Is it? Oh, it's okay. / raid sinfully. I always forget. Sinfully Shira. Okay. Now we may be Tygoons. However, for the raid message, we're in ambush tonight. Okay, we're gonna ambush us Tygoons. We're gonna ambush him. And we're going to ambush him hard. Okay? So type in like ambush or gal or something. I don't know. Whatever you want. I don't care. Type whatever you want. It's all good with me. You got a boss. Okay, thanks guys. All right, good work, gooners. Goons. All right, I'm sending you over right now. 3, a 2, a 1. Give him a drive-by. Rattle 'em, boys.